So before beginning, let me quickly introduce the speaker. Today is the fourth part of letter number 126, and Pradip ji we know very well, but anyone who's new for them, he's a life member and national lecturer of the TS. He joined the TS in 1974 in Siddhartha Lodge, Bhubaneswar. He was the book depot in charge from 1997 to 2000, secretary from 2005 to 2015 of the Utkal Theosophical Federation. He relocated to Indian section Varanasi. He's been the assistant general secretary of the TS in 2017, joint general secretary 2017 to 18. Now he's a program coordinator. He received the Radha Burnia Award in 2021. Welcome, Pradeep ji.
Thank you very much, Bimalji. Let us start with um, a short prayer on Mahatmas. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaktam Jena Charasharam Tatpadashitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. So, last Friday, I have presented some important points for our consideration as well as meditation on some of the points. Like we have to acquire our knowledge on our own. So Mahatma mentioned that you have to acquire the knowledge, the divine knowledge. So that is one important point. And the suspicions, doubt will damage more uh, in our spiritual journey. So as the members of Theosophical Society who are sincere, who are expecting to travel in the path, they should not have any doubt, suspicion on anyone else. So let us start with the presentation with PowerPoint. Yes, this is 2 slides. I am taking you back so that you can recollect the important points, at least for 2 slides, which I had presented to you last Friday. Really, suspicions overturn short confidence build. Very simple, Mahatma Master told us, don't have a suspicion. If we have a confidence, then there will be help from outside. Mahatma will come forward to help us. So if you have a suspicion on the activities of Mahatma, their agents, then there will be very disturbance. Then further he mentioned, and if on the one hand you have some reasons to quote Bacon against us and say that there is nothing that makes a man suspect much more than to know little. So it is relating to Baconian method, 17th century. Francis Bacon, of course a scientist, he devised a means in which a scientist can draw inferences from different sources. So Mahatma mentioned in the next slide. You ought also to remember that our knowledge means divine knowledge and science, occult science, cannot be pursued altogether on the Baconian methods. There are still many people in our society, even outside society, they require concrete proof to know something. Uh, Means in the way of method which Bacon's devised, or that in 17th centuries, Francis Bacon also prepared that method. Mahatma mentioned the divine knowledge or knowledge is knowledge and science cannot be pursued altogether on the Baconian method. So how will knowledge, the divine knowledge, how will they get the science, means occult science? It is Mahatma in a number of letters mentioned. In a different books written after Secret Doctrine, Mahatma letters, uh, in which way we will pursue our our aspiration so that we can proceed further, not in the scientific way, not the material scientist in which in the manner they are producing some results. Of course, the science is our best ally, Mahatma mentioned, but the method we have to adopt. So that is the in the first letter, first sentence of this letter, Mahatma mentioned clearly that you are blind. Blind means not physically blind. Blind means that you are not fit to blind friend. You are entirely unfit for practical occultism. This is the first sentence of this letter. So Mahatma here clearly told us that we should not adopt the Baconian method. What is the last important point? They have to earn it for themselves. And he who will not find our truths in his soul and within himself has poor chance of success in occultism. So the clearly Mahatma told us that we have to earn ourselves this divine knowledge. And who will not, where we will find? Not outside. Divine knowledge, wisdom, or truth will not get outside. We will find it within our heart. Truth in his soul, within himself. So, soul means Atman, seventh principle, which is very much within our heart. So, we have to go deeper and deeper. Then only we can find the truth within ourselves. Or else what will happen? We have poor chance of success in this occultism. Occultism is a spiritualism or a spirituality or our inspiration, our aspiration to proceed further. So we'll go to the next slide, which we will start today, 29th 11. Then again, Mahatma quoted a beautiful sentence. It is certainly not suspicion that will mend the situation. Suppose we have developed suspicion, then there is no question of mending, compromising, conciliation, all these things not possible. When there is suspicion, Mahatma further said, a heavy armor, and heavy military vehicles or any, you will mark a heavy vehicle with its own weight impedes more than it protects. So if a vehicle is going in a rice field, so it will naturally damage lot of um, crops under its feet. So instead of protecting, it is damaging. So the suspicion is like a heavy armor, army's vehicle, heavy vehicle. Instead of protecting the people, it will damage the people or their food or their habitations. All these things it will be damage. It will damage. With this last remark, we may, I think, let this matter drop forever. It is a clear-cut warning to Senate, and maybe it is this the last letter which Master Cage wrote to Senate in the manner in which uh, generally Master M always writes letter to Senate or to him, very stern wordings. So with this last remark means suspicion and also all these things creating doubt. Mahatma mentioned that. Let this matter drop forever. You have brought suffering upon yourself. Uh, by suspicion, we should be aware as a member of Theosophical Society in the present generation, in the modern world. What is suspicion will create? It has brought suffering upon yourself. If you have suspicions, doubt, it will suffering on us. Upon your lady means Mrs. Sinet and many others. If there is suspicion in our mind, then many kinds of disturbance will come forward, which was quite useless, might have been avoided had you only abstain from creating yourself most of it causes. Clear-cut instruction for us also. In the present scenario, we should avoid suspicions, doubt, so that there will be no suffering from our side, our family will be okay, and many other people will be safe in our spiritual journey. So better abstain from suspicions. So we'll go to the next slide. Slide number 37. All that Miss Arundel told you was right and well said. You are yourself ruining. Here another instruction for the uh, would-be disciple or lay disciple already who uh, are in the Theosophical Society or were at that time. So let us this how this instruction is suitable for us at present scenario. That is more important for the letters we are studying. You are yourself ruining that which you have so laboriously erected. Clear cut instruction. You have suppose, let me complete this, erected. But then the strange idea that we are quite unable to see for ourselves that our only data is that which we find in our chelas minds. Hence, that we are not the powerful beings you have represented us seem to haunt you with every day more. This sentence is important in the sense we have still doubt, you have still suspicions that Mahatma, existence of Mahatma, powers of the Mahatma, all these things are under the suspicions of many members. So they are not confident to pursue the spiritual journey in the Theosophical Society. So what they are doing, keeping one foot here, going to different organization, branches, gurus, all these things. So I remembered when in my young, while a student of theosophy, one of our national lecturer, he advised one gentleman, brother, in a remote part of Odisha, in the western part of Odisha, don't follow too many places. Ah, you dig water in a particular area so that you will get water. If you get, if you will go on digging different waters and expecting different places to get the water, you will not able to get. Same thing, because it has its own motive that I will not getting sufficient water here or may not be possible, so I will search another place. I will go to that place. That is it. So Mahatma here uh, collected the data from one of his disciples, Mrs. Arundel, Miss Arundel, uh, and uh, and the data is that what is available in Chila's mind, that we are not powerful beings. You have represented seems haunt you with every day more. Like present members of Theosophical, some of members of Theosophical society, they don't have a this confidence that great teachers are behind the Theosophical society. They are guiding us to pursue our spiritual journey. So, if that confidence is not with us and we have a suspicion, then naturally we will follow other paths, other gurudoms. There are many gurus are there available to guide you in their own way of pursuit, own way of sorry. So we should avoid that. We should have a full confidence on our great teachers who are the behind the Theosophical Society. They have given us plenty of materials for our study, meditation, and as well as practicing it in our day-to-day life. Uh, so that is more important. So we'll go to the next slide. The way Hume started, Synod is started also same thing. Mahatma here mentioned, Hume has begun in the same way. I would gladly help you, protect you from his fate, but unless you shake off yourself the ghastly influence that is upon you, I can do very little. The wordings you can mark. You ask me if you can tell Miss Arundel, George Arundel's auntie, uh, means his father's sister, Miss Arundel, and I told you through Mrs. H.S. Holloway, another famous writer of United States of America, in a Mahatma letter series number one. There are 4 or 5 letters uh, given to Holloway, and after Blavatsky uh, was no more authorized to receive letter, uh, at that time Holloway was the person Mahatma uh, thinking of uh, to communicate with the Senate through Holloway. So Holloway came into that time in this picture, came into the picture. Told you through Mrs. Holloway. You are quite at liberty to explain to her the situation, thereby justifying in her eyes your seemingly disloyalty and rebellion against us as she thinks. So the two points in this slide is quite important for us. Means Sinnett already, like Hume, already started developing suspicions and also um, preparing himself to leave the Theosophical Society or some other is in the way he is following the footsteps of the that gentleman, that is Brother Hume. So Mahatma Hume has begun the same way, means the way now you are following, Hume also began the same way. What happened after 4 years? Hume left the Theosophical Society. I would gladly help you, Mahatma again say, I would gladly help you, protect you from him, from his fate. What happened to Synod, Hume? He left the Theosophical Society, then joined in the another organization where Gurudom is there, and when a Guru was there, so he was misguided by their Guru. So Mahatma said, I will help you and protect you from his fate. But unless you shake off yourself the ghastly influence that is upon you, I can do very little. Ghastly influence means suspicions which is covering you. That suspicion, doubt, etc., etc., that you have to remove. Unless you remove that, the masters or guru or the our teacher will not able to help us. So clear-cut instruction for the present members of Theosophical Society who are serious, sincere in their study of Theosophy or aspiring to become to proceed in the path. They must leave this ghastly influence, means suspicion. We should have a full confidence on our teacher who are the behind the Theosophical Society. No question of any doubt on us that about their work for the humanity, about the role they have played, and now they are playing also for the humanity, for the benefit of humanity through Theosophical Society. Then question arose relating to, you asked me if you can tell me, Sarundal, that what I told you through hallway. You are quite at liberty to explain to her the situation. You are thereby justifying in her eyes your seemingly disloyalty, rebellion against us. Relating to Mahatma given Senate a scope that hallway is the at that time was another medium which Mahatma was planning to send information, communication to Senate through all that. But that was somehow or other was not fulfilled. The reason is many things there. So we'll go to the next slide. You can do so. The more since I have never bound you to anything through Mrs. Hallway, never communicated with you or anyone else through her, nor have any of my masters, aims, Chela, to my knowledge, except in America, once in Paris, another time at Mrs. Arundel's house. So these are the places where master communicated earlier. But here, in case of uh, communicating to Senate through Holloway, Mrs. Holloway, it was not possible. Then what about this lady, Holloway, American lady, very famous at that time. She is an excellent but quite undeveloped clairvoyant. Had she not been imprudently meddled with, had you followed the old woman's and Mohin's advice indeed, by this time I might have spoken with you through her, and such was our intention. Mahatma here given the intention in which Mahatma mentioned that they will help Senate, as Blavatsky was no more the medium to receive the Senate, receive the letter for Senate. Madam Holloway would be substituted, but that was not completed. So it is again your own fault, my good friend. Mahatma mentioned That again uh, your own fault for which this present scenario communication is not possible. You see, the intention of Mahatma is to help us, is to help. Even now, there are number of instances like Brother John Algio, former International Vice President, how he was getting uh, inspiration or benefit from the great ones. So, those who are sincere members of Theosophical Society, even today, they are getting help from the masters. There is no question of doubt. So, what is our fault? Doubt and suspicion. So, Mahatma again said that you are not getting or you will not get anything if you have a doubt and suspicion. And in this case, after Blavatsky left the mediumship to receive the letters because of that column incidents. So Mahatma, with the permission of his superior, arranged for the sending communication to Madam Holloway. But what happened? Because of our suspicions on him, the matter was closed. Matter was over. So here Mahatma mentioned that you have proudly claimed the privilege of exercising your own uncontrolled judgment in occult matters. Another very pregnant wisdom for us means to know what is that. Uncontrolled judgment in occult matters you could know nothing about. And the occult laws you believe you can defy and play with impunity have turned around upon you, have badly hurt you. It is all as it should be. Here, occult science, occult laws, occult matters. What is that? That is the secret divine laws. Divine laws. There are in the divine plan, in secret doctrines, it is mentioned clearly what are the divine laws. The law of karma, law of reincarnation, law of compassion, all these things are there. Uh, we shall not interfere in the divine laws. But whole world, many people are doing uh, many kinds of work, interfering the divine plans, divine laws. So the world is suffering. So no, don't look towards them to see ourselves, whether we are doing anything, whether we are uh, adopting any method or anything which we are interfering the divine plan, divine laws, and also passing some judgment. So Mahatma means uncontrolled judgment in occult matters. In occult matters, don't pass any judgments. Don't pass any judgment, because the judgments we will pass is because we are not that competent, or we have not reached that stage in which we can pass the judgment. So, in the material world, judges are there to pass the judgment. The advocates, they can argue, but they cannot pass judgment. Like that, in divine matters, we are no way competent to pass any judgment. So, Mother, uncontrolled judgment in occult matters. Occult means divine matters, secret matters. You shall not pass any judgment. You could know nothing about, means you have no knowledge on this matter and you are passing the judgments, criticizing Mahatma letter, Mahatma role, power, etc. All these things are very important. And occult laws, Mahatma, divine laws or divine, you believe you can defy and play with. We can play with the occult laws, divine laws. Means we can do lot of bad karmas and expecting that we will be saved. No, no question. People are doing a lot of things hampering the divine plan, divine laws, and side by side they are donating many things to the temple, masjid, churches, constructing all these things, many things, expecting that there will be excuse. But Mahatma mentioned there is no question of excuse. You cannot defy and play with. What will happen? Have turned around this occult laws, turn around upon you and have badly hurt. Clear, clear instruction given to us not to play with any kind of occult matters. Even if you are a serious student of theosophy, be aware of this, that don't play with the divine plan, divine law, karma, all these things are there. Uh, so what will happen? It will turn around and hurt you. So Mahatma mentioned last sentence. One should meditate on this last. It is all as it should be. The divine law, occult laws, occult matters is all as it should be. No interference in the divine matters. So let us go to the next slide. Then Mahatma, uh, again, because of the friendship with the Senate in previous incarnation, uh, Mahatma was helped by Senate. So Mahatma again told him, advised him, if throwing aside every preconceived idea, you could try and impress yourself with this profound truth that intellect is not all powerful by itself, that to become a mover of mountains, it has first to receive life and light from its higher principle, spirit. These two important points of this slide is a clear-cut instruction to members of Theosophical Society. Intellect, our lower mind, where the mind is divided in seven parts. Three is upper mind, higher mind, four is lower mind. Lower mind is known as intellect. In IK book, intellect and intelligence, uh, mana and buddhi. So mind is not at all powerful by itself. This is a this is the main thing we have to remember. And we have second most important is whatever ideas I am carrying from my ancestors, my um, forefathers, or from my previous incarnation, whatever is there, we have to leave it, throwing aside every preconceived idea. Uh, so, with the impression that intellect is not powerful in itself. So, what is powerful? Our upper triangle, Atma, Buddhi, Manas. Atma, Buddhi, Manas, higher Manas. That to become a mover of mountains, it has first to receive life and light. Light is wisdom, life is Chetana, the higher consciousness, from its higher principle, spirit, will, wisdom, activity. Three things. Three. So the mover of mountains means when you will get the complete life light from the higher principles. Higher principle is your seventh principle, Atmic principle. Then you can be a mover of mountains. There are number of examples available for us. Uh, Lord Sri Krishna in the left finger, little finger, he can raise the that mountain. So like that, we will have many occult powers, supreme powers. Mahatma in one of his letters mentioned, you will be having the supreme powers. Mean when you reach the supreme initiation, you will have the powers of the what a man uh, expecting to get. So three things in this slide. We have to throw aside our preconceived idea, whatever the idea given in our text, etc., scriptures, forefathers, ancestors, all these things, we have to throw it outside. Then we have second point, intellect is not powerful by itself. Then who is powerful? Our inner man or inner higher consciousness. Our it is seventh principle, where I will get life and light, wisdom and the chetana. All these things are there in the upper triangle. So we'll go to the next slide. Sorry. And then fix your eyes upon everything occult spiritually, uh, trying to develop the faculty according to the rules. Then you would soon read the mystery right. You need not tell Mrs. Holloway that she has never seen correctly, for it is not so. Many a time she saw correctly when left alone to herself. Never has she left one single statement undisfigured. In this slide, Mahatma giving another instruction to us. Fix our eyes upon everything occult spiritually. Krishnamurti in his own way say, look towards everything. Uh, with insight, flower, rising sun, mountain, river, everything Krishnamurti mentioned, very simple manner. But here, for the Westerners, they will understand better in their own English Mahatma. Everything, fix your eyes upon everything. Uh, Occult spiritually, trying to develop the faculty according to the rules. There are many rules given to us to develop the faculty or a number of faculties we have. Uh, to develop that according to the rules, we have to develop that. Then we can see the mystery. Then regarding Holloway, uh, when Holloway was um, correctly, she has seen when left to alone herself, if we are doing our own work properly, correctly on our own method, or followed by the guidance from the masters, not to be misguided by others, then we will see correctly. Here, the last important point mentioned here, Mahatma. Then next slide, two slide I will complete. Slide number 43. And now I have done. Mahatma here again given an hints. There are two roads before us. You have two roads lying before you. One leading through a very dreary path towards knowledge and truth. Other, he did not clearly mention what is the other, but in letter number, I'm forgetting the old letter number 30, there are two roads always available for the student of theosophy. In voice of silence, secret path, open path. In Mahatma letters, Mahatma mentioned also that one is not secret, another is secret. So here Mahatma mentioned one is very, very tough path in which you will get knowledge and truth. And other he left purposefully to uh, to get to know we ourselves, we should know it. Then, but really, I must not. Then again, Mahatma says, really, I must not influence your mind if you are not prepared to break with us altogether. then I would ask you not only to be present at the meeting but also to speak, as it will otherwise produce a very unfavorable impression. Here, Mahatma mentioned or told the Senate that to attend that meeting means maybe, I am not sure, it is relating to general body meeting of London laws. So, there are many at present uh, in the Indian section. Many people avoided to attend the meeting. I don't know what is the reason. They have many reasons except theosophical work. So they are issuing proxy to represent someone in his behalf. So here Mahatma given to a clear-cut instruction to us to attend the meeting uh, and also speak, as it will otherwise produce a very unfavorable impression. But Mahatma given in third sentence, third point, he will not influence our mind. He will not tell us to go. It is up to us to do that. So next will, last slide. This I ask you to do for my sake, also for your own. Attending the meeting, it, attending spiritual meeting, attending the theosophy meeting, be ready always there. If a scope was given to us, try to speak. All these things, it depends. Mahatma say, I will not influence, but if you attend a many meeting, it is for your own benefit as well as for the benefit of the Theosophical Society, means benefit for the masters. Only whatever you do, let me advise you not to stop midway. It is another important statement. While we are pursuing um, theosophical activities or pursuing any spiritual path, don't stop midway. By stopping the midway, your fall will be more dangerous. It is not mentioned here. In other letters. There will be uh, deep high is there. So don't stop in the midway. It may prove disastrous to you. So far, Mahatma last sentence to Brother Sinet. So far, my friendship for you remain the same as ever, because their friendship developed long back, previous incarnation, when Mahatma was a general, was arrested, and Sinet was a priest. He served in that incarnation uh, Sinet's master's life. So that friendship uh, was from the previous incarnation. So Mahatma said, my friendship for you remains the same as ever. For we never were yet ungrateful to for services rendered. So the services rendered in this incarnation by Synod for the Theosophical Society, by being the editor of Pioneer, then doing some theosophical work. He was the vice president of Theosophical Society. All this Mahatma said, "Oh, we are not ungrateful." So also in the previous incarnation, Mahatma was general and Senate was a priest. So there was some services given by Senate to masters. So in this last point, whatever service we will give for the humanity through the Theosophical Society, it will all be recognized by the great ones, and naturally, certainly they will help us. So, with this sentence, that we should continue our service to the humanity through the Theosophical Society. I conclude this one of the important letter number 126, chronology edition, as well as the 62 of Mahatma letters. Barker edition. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you very much, Pradeep ji. Now I request Meenakshi ji to give the Hindi translation.
नमस्ते, थैंक यू ब्रदर महापात्रा जी। आज हम लेटर नंबर 126 का आखिरी भाग ले रहे हैं। मास्टर कहते हैं कि कोई भी कार्य आत्मविश्वास से बनता है और शंका संदेह से बिगड़ता है। चाहे जो भी हो, हमें लोगों की शंकाओं को दूर करने की अनुमति नहीं है। हमारा ज्ञान उन्हें स्वयं अर्जित करना होगा, और जो हमारे सत्यों को अपने अंतरतम नहीं पाएगा, उन्हें आत्मविद्या में प्रगति की कम ही संभावना होगी। शंका संदेह से परिस्थिति में सुधार कतई नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि वह एक भारी शस्त्र जैसा है जिसके अपने वजन के कारण रक्षा करने से ज्यादा बाधा डालता है। मास्टर कहते हैं कि इसी कारण आपने स्वयं अपने ऊपर, अपनी पत्नी और अन्य लोगों पर दुख लाया है, जो निरर्थक था और जिसके अधिकांश कारण को स्वयं आपने नहीं तैयार किए होते तो इससे बचा जा सकता था। मिस अरुंडेल ने आपको सही कहा है। आपने जो इतने परिश्रम से बनाया, उसे आप स्वयं बिगाड़ रहे हैं। आप में यह अजीब धारणा है कि हम में अंतर्दृष्टि नहीं है, कि हम हमारे चेलाओं के मन से जानकारी हासिल करते हैं। इसलिए दिन ब दिन मास्टर्स सामर्थ्यशाली नहीं है, यह विचार आपको हमेशा घेरे रहते हैं। मास्टर सीनेट से कहते हैं कि ह्यूम ने भी ऐसे विचार किए। उसका जो परिणाम हुआ, उससे बचाने के लिए मैं खुशी से आपको मदद करूंगा, लेकिन जब तक आप स्वयं पर पड़े भयंकर प्रभाव से छुटकारा नहीं पाते, मैं कुछ नहीं कर पाऊंगा। मैंने कभी भी मिसेस हॉलोवे के माध्यम से आपको किसी भी चीज के लिए बाध्य नहीं किया है। कभी भी उनके माध्यम से आपसे या किसी और से संवाद नहीं साधा है, और न ही मेरे या एम के किसी भी चेले ने संवाद साधा है, सिवाय अमेरिका में, पेरिस में और मिस अरुंडेल के घर में। मिसेस हॉलोवे एक अविकसित लेकिन उत्तम क्लेयरवॉयंट है। मास्टर कहते हैं कि यदि उसने नासमझी से हस्तक्षेप न किया होता और आपने यदि मैडम ब्लेवेट्स्की और मोहिनी मोहन की सलाह का पालन किया होता, तो शायद आपके साथ मैंने मिसेस हॉलोवे के द्वारा संवाद किया होता, और यही हमारा इरादा था। मेरे मित्र, यह आपकी गलती है। गूढ़ विषय और नियमों की जिसकी आपको कुछ जानकारी नहीं, आप समझते हैं कि आप उनकी अवहेलना करके उनसे खिलवाड़ कर सकते हैं, दंड से मुक्त रह सकते हैं। ऐसे अनियंत्रित विचार का प्रयोग करने के विशेषाधिकार का बड़े गर्व से आपने दावा किया। वे आप पर पलटकर वार कर रहे हैं, जिससे आप बुरी तरह से पीड़ित हुए। यह सब वैसा ही है जैसे होना चाहिए। यदि आप अपने हर पूर्वकल्पित धारणाओं से मुक्त होकर इस गहन सत्य को अपने मन में बसा लेते हैं और प्रयास करते हैं कि केवल मन ही अपने आप में सर्वशक्तिमान नहीं है, कि यदि आत्मविद्या के मार्ग पर चलना है तो उसके लिए प्रथम अपने उच्चतम आत्म तत्व से चैतन्य शक्ति और आत्म प्रकाश ग्रहण करना होगा, तब आप हर एक गूढ़ रहस्यों पर एकाग्र चित्त हो सकेंगे। आध्यात्मिक रूप से अपनी क्षमताओं को नियमों के अनुसार विकसित करके उन रहस्यों का सही बोध हो सकेगा। आपको मिसेस हॉलोवे को यह बताने की जरूरत नहीं है कि उन्हें कभी भी सही बोध नहीं हुआ है, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है। जब उन्हें स्वयं पर छोड़ दिया जाता है, तब कई बार उन्हें सही बोध हुआ है। कभी भी उन्होंने एक भी स्टेटमेंट को गलत नहीं समझा है। मास्टर सीनेट से कहते हैं कि आपके सामने दो रास्ते हैं। एक रास्ता बहुत ही कठिन है, जो ज्ञान और सत्य की ओर जाता है, और दूसरे रास्ते के बारे में मास्टर ने सीनेट को बताना नहीं चाहा। आगे वे कहते हैं कि यदि आप हमारा साथ नहीं छोड़ना चाहते, तब मैं चाहूंगा कि आप लंदन लॉज की मीटिंग में शामिल होकर वहां बोले, अन्यथा बहुत ही बुरा प्रभाव पड़ेगा। यह आप मेरे और अपने खातिर करें। वे मास्टर सलाह देते हैं कि आप जो भी करें बीच रास्ते में ही उसे न छोड़ें। यह आपके लिए नुकसानदेह साबित हो सकता है। आपके लिए मेरी मैत्री हमेशा की तरह कायम रहेगी, क्योंकि हमारे लिए की गई सेवाओं के प्रति हम कभी कृतज्ञ नहीं रहते। थैंक यू। नमस्ते।
Thank you, Madhuri ji. So, Meenakshi ji. So now there is already some request from Madhvi Sharma ji to comment on certain aspects of last time's letter. So yes, Mr. Sharma, you can express your views now.
Yes, Sarmaji is a very good student of theosophy, particularly Mahatma letters. Yes, Sarmaji.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I want to start comments. KH says, disturbing. KH says that he was only one of the brotherhood seek some relaxation of the stern rule governing Kelase. Even that small relaxation have been far from the encouraging.
What is your question, sir?
My question was, I want some short comments from you, sir.
No, he is the only one who was actually,
Re-
um,
Relaxation was given to him.
actually, he is the only one who started this divine wisdom to give in. He is the only one who initiated the procedure that a divine knowledge should give in, or theosophy should give in to the humanity. Then his close associate, Master M, joined, then other four joined. Then they approached Master Mahachavan. Then they have given permission, a little relaxation to uh, give divine wisdom or theosophy or occult knowledge to the world, which was not which was not earlier given. Initially, there are two attempts. There were two attempts which was failed. So the Mahachan told them that the world is not yet ripe to get this knowledge. They may misutilize, they may create problem for the humanity. So initially they are reluctant. So when these two masters are in fact, if you they are so close to each other, it is known as one also. In but Master K started all these things and persuaded Mahachan, so get the permission, little relaxation to give the divine wisdom to the humanity. The means are there. So we received all this through Mahatma letters and through number of books written after that. So that is the reason. So a little relaxation because world was not ready at that time to receive the divine. So that is the reason they have somewhere mentioned it is corner a corner of a big thing they have given to us. There are plenty of knowledge available for us to receive.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Another question is, masters are not permitted to use any psychical powers to bring
Yes.
about even desirable results that might benefit people or causes.
Yes, that is the reason because the point is we have to make our own effort. This is relating to Phoenix newspaper. If Mahatma is given some kind of powers, psychic power to go for publication of phonics, it can be published. So clearly, Mahatma means Mahachan mentioned that don't use this powers, your powers, for the publication of phonics newspaper, then publication, then the London laws, the psychic power of the London members. On their own, they should develop it. So that was the reason. So Mahatma was prohibited by Mahachan to give any kind of powers for publication of phonics newspaper. And at that time, the Ripon issue, this Ripon issue came into picture. Means the Indians judges can try the Englishman. So all these things created, and finally Mahatma say whatever happened is because of yourself. You have done this. That is the reason all this thing happened. That is there.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Pradeep ji, can you share some more information on what you said about John Algeo being in touch with the
Yes.
masters?
There are, if we mark Bimalji, every time during convention, when Radhaji was there, uh, each and everyone will ask whether Mahatma is still guiding Theosophical Society, helping the members of Theosophical Society. So John Algeo, at that time, he was not a president of the American section. So how Mahatma helped him? He was narrating a story, real fact, that he was expecting to become the president of American section. Then at that time he was in charge of some kind of Ohai bookshop or all these things. Something he was in very busy. But when this situation arrived, so for that 6 months or 1 year required to hand over this branch and take up the American section presidency. So at that time, say he marked after 2 3 months. Then his wife told him that if you get a proper substitute, then you can hand over this important position and take up the presidency. So all of a sudden, just 3 months before their election or selection of the American presidency, uh, a young boy, a young gentleman, around 35, 40. He was previously in the American section doing some work. Then for research work, he went to Europe. Or then all of a sudden, that gentleman came to know that this thing is going to happen, and Brother John Algeo is searching a man who can be substituted in his place. So then Brother John Aljo said, this way Mahatma are helping each and every individual to proceed in theosophical work. So immediately John Aljo hand over his position to that gentleman, and he taken up this American presidency. That is one incident Brother John Aljo narrated. And there are plenty of plenty of instances. Many people are not disclosing. Many people are disclosing sometimes when uh, you are in close contact with even senior members. If you go through N. Sriram's book written by Brother Pedro, there are 2 3 instances how masters help N. Sriram to revive his physical condition after he suffered a lot. Even in Radha Varner case, she went to Kolar in Karnataka by road from Bangalore. Then she had a brain stroke. Then we marked a very difficult phase, 2 3 years she went on. Then subsequently, after she became completely recovered from the illness or whatever happened after 2 3 years. So many ways they are helping us, but sometimes we are ignorant it. But those who are serious, they are aware of it. Sometimes students they are They have given some kind of example like this. That was there.
Okay, so anybody else wants to say anything or ask anything?
Sindesar is there. She can give, he can give some. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the masters have already helped all of us to have this study class on the Mahatma letters. See, they have actually influenced us to go deeper and deeper, because now your intellect has grown up to this, and go deeper and deeper, try to study. And Pradip Mahapatra has tried to explain it very nicely. Still, Mahatma letter says, intellect is not a powerful by itself. So it is really, one must contemplate on it. Even if we are intellectually evolved now, at least to understand the Mahatma letters which are made public,
Yes.
still we must remember intellect is not all powerful by itself. So this indicates that in this view, actions arises from a state of inner freedom, where the mind is no longer constrained by psychological time. That is what Krishnamurti suggested in modern days. So in such a way, he spoke about total energy flows freely when it is unblocked by the limitations of ego, self-interest, or anticipation of reward. This energy gives rise to total action, a pure and unselfish engagement with life. And that life transformative, both for individual and for the world. This is what the new call is there. It is an action that is deeply connected to the present, and it is born out of awareness, and in that also harmony with the totality of the existence. These are the new terms on which we must contemplate. What beyond these Mahatma letters, our intellect is not enough, and intellect itself is not enough, because we must try to go beyond. And for that purpose, I think meditation is essential. And having living faith in the universal consciousness or universal intelligence, so that we can go beyond that boundary of intellect. That is what I want to add. No, nothing, but you have already explained very well. Vimalji is there. Thank you, Vimalji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Basically, we learn from the mistakes made by Sennett and Hume to not make those mistakes or not repeat those mistakes. But what occurs to me is that in the Mahatma letters, the teachings are much more clearer than in the Secret Doctrine. So, Secret Doctrine is so hard to read. The Mahatma letters is relatively easier to read and understand.
Yes.
So I wish they had explained what all they have taught in the Secret Doctrine. I wish they had explained it in this personal way more in the in the Mahatma letters, and it would not have. We don't have to go to the this huge problem of reading the Secret Doctrine.
That is what Secret Doctrine stimulates us to go deeper and deeper. It is the Mahatma letters effort to give the knowledge to the new world through Secret Doctrine. So one must try and read it. That is important. And we always quote Secret Doctrine because of this. It is the new knowledge given to the whole world. And our intellect is not enough. But go on thinking on whatever statements are there. Usually in all our articles and theosophical literature, we quote HPB and then we give our comments. So we are
Yes.
using our own intellect as much as possible to understand what masters want to give through this secret doctrine. It is not the HPB, it is the masters who have given that secret doctrine. So when we understand this, secret doctrine has got its own value and it would be understood in future. Not yet our intellect is not that much sharp to penetrate inside the hidden meaning of those paragraphs or etc. It is not that it is not said in our ancient wisdom. It is definitely explained everything, but it is made more easy in the secret doctrine in a scientific way, in a
Yes.
reasonable way. And in our Puranas and Mahabharata, it is all mythological, allegorical. So we must go beyond all this, I think.
Okay, sir, shall we end the meeting?
Yes. Yes.
So since we are talking about the secret doctrine, I have a quotation from the secret doctrine, and it is a very nice quotation. I will just read it. It's something to do with how service is very much a part of our development as in our future development. So it goes like this. The condition of absorption into the absolute without the self-analyzing consciousness would not be bliss, but simple extinction. It is only with a clear mind and undarkened by personality and assimilation of the merits of manifold existences devoted to the whole living and sentient universe that one gets rid of the personal existence, merging into becoming one with the absolute and continuing in full possession of self-conscious. What it's trying to say basically is that you have to merge with self-consciousness to that highest absolute, and it can be done only when we work, when we assimilate the merits of numerous existences, when we do service for this whole universe. So that all the human beings in this universe. Before closing, if Mithalani's sister is there, I see her, she's there. Can she say the closing prayer?
Yes.
Namaste to all. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mriturma amrutangamaya sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramaya सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु न कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night.